Hey YouTube, welcome back to EagleX TCG, and we are back with another Gundam card game video, and this time we are going to be diving into set 1. We've got more gameplay videos on the way, and I am so happy that you guys enjoyed what we did have. But yeah, now it's time to dive into GD01 Newtype Rising and break down the set color by color. We are starting out with Big Blue this go around because it's got some of my favorite cards in the set, and I want to start off with a bang. So hope you guys enjoy, and let's get into that breakdown. So the first one we got here is Gundam RX782. This is a level 4 2 cost vanilla, and while it is a vanilla, I do think that we'd have to keep it a buck. Vanillas that can link are not going to be the same as vanillas that can't link. They have more inherent value. The fact that you can essentially let them attack the first turn they come down allows you to change the tempo of things quite a bit. So yeah, this is just that. We're gonna keep moving on. We're gonna start with the commons, go through the uncommons, the rares, and then the LRs, so we kind of go up on the power level. The next card we have here is the G-Sky Easy. We've gone through most of these in other videos, so I'm really gonna talk about kind of their impact off of first rip. And this thing with the during link activate action once per turn, choose one enemy unit and it recovers the 1 HP. I think that's actually pretty interesting. The fact that it can link with any white based team means that Amuro, Sayla, Kai, and Hayato all link with this thing, and that makes it actually very easy to use in a full Federation deck, which I think actually may be one of the only colors that can go full mono at this point, or just about mono. Having a 3 HP stat actually means it can have some sort of survivability, with most of its links taking it up to 4 HP. So I actually think this card may not be the worst. Like, this actually may find its way into constructed decks if you were going a full tilt Federation, but only full tilt Federation. Next we got the ball. Need I say more? No, but really actually don't like this card, mainly because the attacking, choose one of your units, it recovers 1 HP. This would be very cool if it was more of like a rush centric deck, but I do think that Federation, like Federation mid-range / tempo is a little higher up on the curve than to be playing out like a bunch of 1-drops and trying to poke with them. The Jagan is actually pretty tight. This is really cool because it can come out for just 1 if you have the correct bodies on board, and it's very easy to do if you were doing pretty much a mono blue deck. So 3-2 stat line, fairly cool. No way to link, but it is coming out for extremely cheap with a fairly sturdy body. Moving on to the Stark Jagan, this is actually a pretty cool card at 3-3 as it stats Earth Federation trait as its link, meaning that it has a plethora of linking like Amuro, Sayla, Ride, Kai, Hayato. This is a very easy to link with card. Pretty much just making sure that you have pitch hitters or pinch hitters, like just easily linkable cards. Like, this is actually going to, I think, be kind of a staple card in these full blue decks. Then you got the Rizal. This is going to be a staple card for different reasons. Its 4-3 stat line actually helps it get in there in a very good way. Actually being able to destroy things like the Ilfrith blocker in white without actually dying. Like, there's a lot of things this guy does, and he comes out fairly early. So do not underestimate the Rizal, and if you know, you know. Next we got the Engsha, and this is a level 4 2 cost 3-3 stat line. Now the fact that it has the gun tank ability that we had from the beta, I think this actively is a decent card. It doesn't have the ability to link, but it's played out for fairly cheap, and it's able to ping things just that are rested just for being played, and its stat line is already pretty decent. So will this automatically make the cut for most decks? I'm not sure, but it is a solid enough deck to 100 or card for 100% filler. Like, I can see this being a filler card. Next we have Pisces. This is just a 1-1, but it is a 1-1. But the fact that it has Oz as its trait means it's not really fitting the Federation. So I'm kind of very low on this card already. Followed by Cancer, which is a level 2 cost 2-3 stat line. I mean, cool. Like, it's supposed to be played, like, you know, on curve after the Pisces, but just not really seeing it. Now moving over to Ride, you have a level 3 1 cost pilot. He gives +1/+1, and then he says while this unit has repair, it gets AP +1. Already, this allows quite a lot of things to happen, right? If you put him on the Stark Jagan, this guy is going to be become a 5/4 pilot. A 5/4 linked suit that has repair 1. That's actually excellent stats at the beginning of the game. Now, Ride can actually go on a fair amount of other things that have repair. You wouldn't necessarily want to put him on Gundam, but then again, at the same time, you don't always want to burn an Array. Array is actually a pretty cool card, and while Sayla can actually add on, which we'll talk about later, repair, I don't think Ride is the worst card that you could put on something. The fact that he gives a double stat boost on here, and he automatically links with Earth Federation, may make him a good supplementary link target, like linking pilot, when you have Array and Sayla Mass taking up the forefront. So the next card we have here is the Stubborn Old Cog, and this is kind of just I feel it, but I don't feel it, because you have to rest one of your own units. Having to choose one of your friendly Earth Federation units and one active enemy unit and rest them is pretty whack. But the fact that it doesn't actually have a cost, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have a cost restriction. You could literally tap a 1 cost that you played, and in exchange, you can rest a 8 cost card that your opponent played. So that is something to be, you know, considered. I can see this coming in if the format shifted to some more ramp centric decks, but I think that in a vacuum, this really isn't it. Then we have Signs of a Revolution, and we talked about this earlier. Level 3 2 cost main, choose 1 enemy rested unit, deal 2 damage to it, and then you have the burst, draw 1. Okay, for 2, it's kind of weird. 2 for 2 damage. Really, we're not out too far from close combat. Main difference is that close combat is in main and action, so you can use it at the end of your opponent's turn, which actually adds a lot of value to the card, whereas this is just an activate main, so you can't really trick your opponent into making unfavorable trades or anything. Its burst is cool, but we can't really depend on burst. The deck, there's just like, you put 6 cards in your shield zone, and unless you're running, even if you're running 4 of them, there's no guarantee of having it in burst. So I just don't really like relying on that burst. If it happens, it happens. Otherwise, I think the effect is kind of mediocre, and it keeps you behind level 3. Now, the last of the commons we have here is Side 7. You guys should remember this from the beta. Level 1, 1 cost base, and then, of course, activate main, rest as base, choose 1 friendly unit, it recovers 1 HP. That's not a bad effect, especially with all the repair going on, but being a 4 HP base is probably just a fact that makes this card unplayable. It is actively not that great. Like, you look at this, and this can be one-shotted by almost every simple link / pair in the game. It could actually be destroyed just by like having a 2/2 on the board and then hitting it with support 2. Like, there's this base is not basing because of its HP stat. So now we're gonna move over to the uncommons in blue. Right, next card is going to be the Gun Tank. Once again, another card that we were familiarized with in the beta set. Level 2, 1 cost, 1/2 stat line, deploy, choose 1 rested enemy unit, deal 1 damage to it. I love this card. I love this card. I know a lot of people aren't really feeling it. It really depends, but I feel like when you're playing against like low to the ground decks that spawn tokens, this guy really starts clearing the field, and he's also just actually really nice in general. You can play him out very early in the game, getting rid of bodies that normally wouldn't be able to be touched, and then you just kind of move from there. I personally like him, but I think it's like kind of pseudo removal in a very tempo speed blue deck. If you're trying to go full late game, maybe just probably not the one for you, but I definitely like him. I like him a lot. Then we have G Fighter, another card that was featured in the beta. Level 3, 2 cost, 3/2 stat line, deploy, choose one of your white base team units, and against high maneuver. This card is crucial, and I think is like borderline a 3 or 4 of in any full Federation deck, because he's gonna be, the G Fighter is gonna be what allows you to push through for absolute game, to be able to just turn anything you have into a non-blockable threat and attempt to punch at the last little bits of your opponent's shields and or swing for game. So yeah, I think this guy is like underrated. Then we've got the Lodo. The Lodo is just a 2/2/2/2 all around favorite, like good stat line, but the important part is the Lodo has a link for Earth Federation. So once again, you've got pretty much 5 different pilot cards that could actually get onto this and then make this thing swing the turn it comes down. That's actually something that should be noted. Then we got Zex's Leo, level 3, 2 cost, when paired, choose 1 enemy unit with 3 or less HP, rest it. That's actually a really good thing. And then on top of that, as long as it has 3 or less HP and what, 2 or less AP, you're going to be able to eat it if you link this with Zex Marquise, and then you're going to be able to just eat it and get a draw off of it, and then your opponent will have to address it, because I believe it'll be like a 5-1 at that point. And so that's pretty cool. Even more so, if they have like a 1-1 on the board, you just want to get it off the board, you can just rest it with Zex's Leo once you pair it with Zex, and then swing over it for a draw and only take 1 HP. So I think this is actually like pretty decent if you are going for a strategy that does hinge or build upon the blue Oz pieces. Then what we got here is going to be the Brilliant Custom, and this is the level 4 2 cost. While 4 more enemy units are in play, this unit gains blocker. I said before, I don't like this. However, it does come out for 2, and it is a 3/4. I like its stats and its cost. I don't really like its effect, but the way it looks, it's got good stats, it's got a good cost, and if you happen to fulfill the conditions, it becomes a blocker 2. So I do think that that is going to actually be a big part in this card's success. But as per usual, there is indeed more. If you were looking for a way to buy the Gundam card game product, I can't promise you product, but what I can promise you are 2 great stores that will be carrying the game in the future. So check out Hyper Beam Cards as well as Mystic TCG, and yeah, see if they have anything for you. They're of course going to be serving their locals first. Obviously, you got to support that in-house jam, but at the same time, if they have anything left over, I think these are some of the best places to order online from. So yeah, look for their links in the description. Check out all of their stuff, their storefront, their social media, and yeah, let's get back to the video. Next card we have here is Bonager Lynx, and this guy is a level 5 1-cost pilot. Burst, add this card to your hand, and he's got a +2/+2 win link, draw 1. Now, civilian as a trait isn't really going to play into any other card in this set. However, Newtype can, and so I actually do feel like this is a pretty cool card. +2/+2 is a very respectable stat addition, and then the draw 1 when linked is going to allow you to at least dig a little deeper in your deck, even if it will happen a little later in the game. But this game has so little card draw that I think that this is still just good to begin with. Now, the next card we have here is Show of Resolve. This is a level 4 3-cost draw 2, and it's got probably the most arts out of any card in the game. It's got a beta art, it's got this set art, it's got a beta alt, and the pictures I put up for Anime Expo show that it has a alt art in set 1. So 4 different iterations of this card. Somebody likes Minerva Zabi. Anywho, we going over to the next card now, and it is a level 4 2 cost, securing the supply line. Main all friendly units that are level 4 or lower recover 2 HP. I don't really think that this gained anything just by seeing the rest of the spoilers. It's just kind of there. Now we have the base Nihil Argama, and this is a level 3 2 cost, and I really still do like this. If you are playing blue, chances are you are going to be playing probably more bases. You want to be able to go the longer game, you want to be able to protect your life, and I can really see somebody playing a mixture of white bases and the Argamas, just because this guy is going to be able to rest, opening up plays. You guys already know how annoying it is when you have something you want to tuck away for a play next turn and they just rest it and smoke it that very same turn. This card allows you to do that, and if it comes out of your life when somebody's attacking you, you can potentially just take an attack off the board. So I think this is actually just a really strong worship. Now we are going to look at Gun Cannon from the beta. Now that we see that the Link is white based team trait, you do have the ability to pair with Sayla. Now granted, if you do pair something like this with something like Ride, you will be able to you will be able to gain the +1 attack, so it'll go 1/1 and then another 1 on AP, making this a 4/4, which is still respectable. 4/4 repair 1 is still respectable, but I still think that Sayla is probably just the better pick for this, and we'll see her a little later in this video. So next card we have here is the Unicorn Gundam Unicorn Mode, another beta card. During Link, when destroyed, return this unit's paired pilot to the owner's hand, then discard 1. So this is weird because it happens during Link and it returns the paired pilot. It's because every pilot that is under a unit is paired, but only the ones that match the text on the bottom at the link section are linked. So this is going to allow you to put Bonager back to your hand, which is going to come into play when we get to Unicorn story mode a little later in this video. And then we have the Delta Plus. I think Delta Plus didn't get any better, but I think it was already pretty good. During Link, this unit gets +1 HP, and then it's got Repair 1, meaning that when you put the Delta Plus with Ride, which is the intended pilot, this thing flat out becomes a 6.5, bro. 6.5 is insane for 4. 4 for 6.5 is actually insane. And I will die on this hill. I think that is an excellent stat line. Now we're gonna go over and look at Noin's Aries. I don't like this card. I haven't been a fan of this card, but Destroyed, if you have another Oz unit in play, draw 1. I feel like that's a pretty big walk around. And then also it's a level 3/3 cost for 2/3. I think at this point, like with the effect like that your opponent can try to out sequence you with, it could have been a 3/3. I just don't think this card's very impactful. But it does have a Link, but the Link is an Oz, it's Noin, and so I'm still just kind of not really that high on this card. Now the next card we have here is the Unicorn Gundam 02 Banshee, the Unicorn mode. And level 4, 3 cost, 4/3 is the stat line. And then just one pair, choose one enemy with 3 or less HP, rest it. We've seen that effect on multiple cards. It's not really the strongest, but it's not really the weakest either. On top of that, the Cyber Newtype trait is actually pretty cool. However, at the moment, what we really have to use for it is Marita in red, making this very awkward to link with. Now, an all-star player. I will say that pretty much every time we've gotten like a batch of blue cards, especially with the full drop, this card has gotten stronger and stronger, and that is the Pilot Sayla Mass. She is a level 3 1 cost, Earth Federation, white base team, and Newtype. +1/+1, and if this unit is blue, it gains Repair 1. So this is just crazy. You put her in the Gundam and she won't let it attack the turn it comes out, but she will make the Gundam like a 4/5, a 4/5 with Repair 3. That is an insane push, and because it's going to be paired, it's going to go up another one, so it will be like what, a 5/5 with Repair. Yeah, you won't get the immediate swing, but this pretty much makes Gundam a monstrous threat. Being able to take 3 damage and then just blanket at the end of the turn is actually disgusting, and I think Saylo really will push the deck into a higher echelon of power. She also fits into so many other things in the deck. I think Amuro and Saylo are just like peanut butter and jelly for a Federation / white base team base deck. And then we've got Intercept Orders. Intercept Orders featured in the beta, level 4 2 cost. It will tap 1 to 2 enemy units with 3 HP or less, and then burst, you're going to be able to choose something with 5 HP or less, much like Siege Ploy, and rest it. This is very interesting because it's an early game card, but having it be level 4 means that you're gonna have to wait till mid game ish to play it. I don't really like this card, mainly because I think its level holds it back, but we shall see in the future. Then you have Lucretz Noin as her command pilot. This is Deep Devotion, main / action. Choose one friendly Link unit and recovers 3 HP. This did not get any better. Not enough to link with, even though it's Oz and Noin. Very, very weird hoop to jump through to get the 3 HP. Just not a very good card in my opinion. And now we are to the LRs, and the LRs start with Gundam RX782. This is a level 4 3 cost, so it matches the cost and level line of the starter deck Gundam. But then all your white base team units gain Repair 1. Very, very nice. Then at the end of your turn, sorry, I was about to read Repair, my bad. When paired, if you have 2 or more units in play, draw 1. So literally having a field to have this guy descend onto is going to be crazy, because they're just going to replace your pilot in hand that you used to pair with this. Then on top of that, the other cool thing here is that when you look at what you could potentially have, right, this doesn't have any link things. So you might want to link the other Gundam with Amuro to get that immediate attack, but when you put this one down, you could link this with Sayla and just let it hang back. It becomes a 4/4 with Repair 2, because it gets 1 from Sayla and 1 from this, and then you have the ability to give so many other things Repair. Like your starter deck Gundam is going to have Repair 3, which is crazy. If it's linked with Sayla and this is on the board, it might just get Repair 4, which is just a full if you don't one-shot it, congratulations, it is back to full. Gun Cannon is going to be a Repair 2. There's a lot of cool things. There's a lot of cool Delta. Oh, actually not Delta, because it's not white base team. My bad. but you have a lot of units that just will go repair 2, some that goes repair 3, setups that can bring you to repair 4. I think this card is actually really strong, and I'm actually feeling like, yes, there is room for a mono blue Federation deck. Now the next LR that we have is going to be the other part of that equation for a mono blue Federation deck, in my opinion, and that's going to be Unicorn Gundam Destroy Mode. It's a level 7, it's a 6 cost, but we get to ignore that, because as long as you're playing this card from your hand, you can destroy one of your Link units with Unicorn Mode in its card name that is level 5. If you do, play this card as if it has 0 level and 0 cost, and then when you attack, you choose one enemy unit and you rest it. Bonager is going to be able to pair with the Unicorn Gundam Unicorn Mode, and then you pop that, discard, or bring the unit back to, or pilot back to hand, discard a card, and you can play this for free. You are then able to pair Bonager with it, making this thing a 7/6. And you draw again. That is finishing power. If you were running mono blue, I think this is 100% how you push through your games. Essentially a pseudo dual attack by swinging with Unicorn and then popping it and immediately going into Unicorn Gundam Destroy Mode and going in with it again. The fact that he's able to rest things upon attack means he cannot be blocked sometimes. You attack, you see a blocker, you rest it, you go straight through it. So I think that this is a very powerful card, but only time will tell. This is definitely one of my favorites. I will be collecting them. Like I said, you like, just look at my backdrop. I'm a Unicorn stan. So yeah, speaking of Gundam Unicorn though, we also have the Unicorn Gundam 02 Banshee Destroy Mode, level 6, 4 cost. During Link attack, choose 12 cards from your trash, return them to their owner's deck and shuffle it. If you do, set this unit to active. It gains first strike during this turn, and then yeah, first strike just means you do your damage first. The only person you can link with is Marita Cruz, and that pretty much means that you specifically have to run blue-red if you intend to use this card to its maximum potential, and that is pretty rough. On top of that, 5/4 stats. I love the fact that it is the same stat line as the brother unit Unicorn, but yeah, I mean, red blue is not a bad color combination. I'm just not really looking forward to building that first. I will dabble in it because I do want to see a deck where Unicorn and Banshee mode are usable in the same deck. I am a little upset that this does not have some sort of cheat out clause with the Unicorn mode of Banshee, but hey, I'm just nitpicking at this point. But yeah, those were all of the cards from blue, and now I want to tie it together and talk to you about the color as a whole. Overall, I think that blue is actually off to a really good start. I think when it comes to cohesiveness, Amuro and Sayla may be one of the best duos, period, I think, looking at this set. And we will dive into the other colors as the days go by, so stay tuned for those. But like high key, between Amuro having the great stat spread and being able to just arrest so many things, and then Sayla being able to give repair to what she's already on, allowing it to just sustain, LR Gundam being able to give every white base unit repair 1, allowing your entire board to trade more effectively, and then really put the pressure on your opponent. They have to get rid of things in almost one swoop, because if they don't, then your cards are just going to survive and then get healthier and healthier each turn. I think that's a really big boon. I think no matter how you cut it, the Federation deck is looking to be a deck where you have to remove their stuff as fast as they play it, because if you let their board survive even a turn or two, it's just going to snowball out of control into something that you can't actually beat. So yeah, super excited. Past that, I think the Unicorn Gundam provides some really needed stopping like power, like some game ending push power to the deck. And even if you don't end the game with it, playing it mid game and playing out that combo will allow you to draw multiple cards, allowing you to thin out your deck and really try to push towards better consistency. So I am looking forward to being able to play blue. I'll have some preliminary deck lists up later, and we're just going to be churning out the Gundam card game content. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time and later.